right, let's pick up where we left off last time on having a health savings account, perhaps. And one of the big benefits is that it's tax sheltered. So when you have to pay out of pocket, you're able to pay for your medical expenses out of money you made but didn't pay taxes on. So that's going to be a tax savings for you. Now, this is not for everybody. If you run to the doctor all the time for a cold, you make 5 visits a year, probably not the best way to go. But here's the deal. Right now, where you are in high school, you're probably not thinking about this. Things will change over time. Healthcare industry is going to change. And so you're always going to have to weigh the benefits, what the company has that you work for, what they offer, and you're going to have to weigh things out to see what makes the best sense for you. Just don't just automatically sign up for something, all right? So just check it out. And that's the way it's going to be with all of the insurance. I mean, you can get car insurance and next year it changes. So just keep all of that in mind. The main thing is we're just trying to take care of some health expenses with dollars that haven't been taxed. And so actually you come out ahead that way. All right. Now on page 196, we talk about the basic components. Of course, there's the basic health insurance. That's hospital, surgery. And let me say one more thing about the health savings account. I mean, a lot of people would say, well, it's great if you don't get sick a lot, but everybody's healthy until, and then it could be you get sick for a long, so you never know what's going to come around. It could be something like cancer. It could be anything. So you still have to weigh it out, all right, and make the best decision you can at any particular time. All right, then you got the major medical expenses, and that's talked about there. A lot of people like to get dental and eye insurance. You may or may not, but it's out there. And then there's the co-payment. That's the part that you pay, and then the insurance picks up and pays the rest. Now, I will tell you that one problem that gets a lot of people into debt is they will go in for a procedure, and then, the insurance company pays so much. Say the doctor sends in the bill, the insurance company pays it, you pay the rest. Well, then you're stuck with this $800 bill. Like, well, I thought the insurance paid that. No, so you need to be aware of exactly what your insurance company is going to pay. All right. I mean, uh, and it's going to be different. There's not one policy fits all. So just be aware of that. So going in, how much you're on the hook for. All right. And then of course there's a deductible. And a lot of times people will say, well, like I got to pay $500 a year in deductible, so they get something done, and they've paid the $500. So around November, they go back to the doctor, or they get something else done because they've already paid the deductible. And if they wait till January, they got to pay another one. So you try to be strategic and so on. All right. So hope you follow that. And sometimes I wish we were in class and I could draw it up maybe, but anyway. All right. Now, long-term care insurance. Now, we're like, uh, you're like 50 years away, 45. And once again, the industry's going to change. A lot of people recommend you get long-term health care insurance by age 60, 65, and it's for nursing homes or assisted living, or it could be in-home care. And a good long-term policy will include in-home care. So not everybody needs to go to the nursing home, but you may need help at the house. You might need a nurse to come by or whatever. So you get that in-home care. And of course, in your notes there, don't wait until you're 60. All right. You're probably not going to go to a nursing home before age 60. Now, I want you to understand that nursing homes can run you $30,000, $50,000 a year. So let's just say you had $500,000 in your nest egg. 10 years, it's gone. So if you went in at age 75, 85, you're broke. So I mean, it's just something to keep in mind. Okay. It's just a lot of money. And of course, by the time you get there, every number I'm throwing out, throw it out, because the numbers are going to be way different 40 years from now. And there may be other options, but that's just out there for right now. Okay, so, and at least 69% of people over the ages of 65 will require long-term care at some point. All right, so there you have on page 197. All right. Let's go over and talk about disability insurance because that's something you want to add into your portfolio. And it's designed to replace your income if you have a disability, or maybe you break a leg and you have to walk on your job, so you miss 6 months of work. Well, disability insurance will pay you while you're disabled. All right, so that's the reason for disability. Some companies offer this. Now, I'm not saying most of them do, but some do. So you want to check it out and see what's out there. All right. Now you want to try to buy disability insurance that pays if you cannot perform the job you were trained to do. I mean, for instance, maybe you're like, well, I could run the cash register at Walmart, but maybe you were trained to do something else. So that's what you want to do. All right. I mean, if you were, say, a carpenter, or you worked on HVAC units, but you couldn't do some things, and I mean, so you do something else. Once again, you want to get disability insurance for the job that you were trained to do. All right. Now, if you're paying for it out of your pocket and you're like, well, if I get hurt, I'll go do something else, but that's your call. But once again, it's good to have. And this is also called occupational or own OCC disability. And a lot of times it's only available for 2 years, but hopefully you'll be back on your feet. All right. So, we're not looking at something that goes on for 10, 20 years. Now, beware though of short term policies covering less than 5 years because we're trying to stay out of debt. All right. And you need to have a money plan. So if you're a high risk, I mean, for instance, if you, I don't know, if you were a window washer on high rises, you might not be able to get disability insurance. Well, of course, though, if you do fall, you probably won't be disabled. You'll probably not be here anymore. All right. So, but you could probably not get that. And most of these plans will pay about 65% of your current income. Now, you do want to pay, if you pay for your disability with after tax money, then the money you get if you're disabled, it's tax free. All right. Just a little something to keep in mind. I mean, it's one of those things you hope you never need it. Maybe you know somebody that's used it, and maybe not. And it's most affordable when it comes through your employer. And once again, it should be cover about 65% of your current income. Now, at the bottom of the page on 198, the elimination period is the period between the disabling event and when the payment starts. So maybe it's 30 days, maybe it's 90 days. Now, the longer that period is, the lower your rate. So let's just say you break your leg and you're not going to miss work for 6 weeks and you have a 60-day period. Well, then they don't have to pay you, so you can get back to work. So that's going to give you lower rates. Now, once again, this is why you have an emergency fund, 3 to 6 months, and you will be able to handle those 6 weeks out of work because you have an emergency fund. All right, so you just got to run all these numbers, keep these things going, so you kind of understand why you're going, what your plan is. You got it written out, and this is why you're doing that, and so on. All right, so you can run the numbers. Now, another big thing today is identity theft protection. And during this pandemic, I understand there are people where their identity's been stolen and they'll call the IRS and say, hey, I want to give you my banking information so I can get the money directly deposited in my account. And the IRS says, well, somebody already logged in with your info and they got your money. It's just a reality where we live today. Identity theft is a big thing. All right, so I want to talk just a little bit more about that in the next video.